BlueMilk Podcast, episode 27.
Did you just break the couch? Fucking asshole.
All I did was sat down.
I know. And that's the pre-intro.
Don't break my couch. That's the name of this episode for sure.
We're sorry. Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is the BlueMilk Podcast. I'm usually not doing this. This is why it's kind of weird looking. That's
weird
Ross.
You're making it weird.
He's a newbie.
No, they can introduce themselves.
Okay.
I'm Russ.
They all know me. I'm PJ.
Matt.
Oh, I'm drinking.
We come here and talk about Star Wars. But yeah, so we just talk about anything and everything Star Wars related and whatnot. And we have two special guests. They've already introduced themselves, Russ and Matt.
Hello. Makes sense to me that maybe myself and Matt would just tell the podcast a little about ourselves, maybe.
Yeah.
So, Matt.
Oh, you
Russ.
I think Russ should go first.
Russ.
This is Russ' idea, yeah.
Russ and I go back and forth on YouTube about
Technical
different
issues.
things. It's fun. I enjoy it. I don't know if he does or not. But these two should probably give us an idea of where they are in the Star Wars universe, how they got started, where they're at now.
I'm at your house.
Russ.
Star Wars was sort of like one of my favorite things growing up. I saw Return of the Jedi in theaters and was really into all the original toys, movies, and it just grew from there. I like most all things Star Wars, and depending on whom I talk to, I can pretty much safely say I know more about Star Wars than anybody else I've met. I have yet to meet somebody who's trumped my knowledge. So, Gauntlet is the challenge. I'm a local organizer, unpaid volunteer for a lot of the Star Wars gaming. Star Wars Destiny, Star Wars Armada. I used to play X-Wing a lot. So I'm very active in the gaming aspect of Star Wars. I like to read Star Wars. All sorts of stuff Star Wars, basically. Connoisseur Star Wars.
Good to know.
I made this shirt for Star Wars, and it's my local Destiny play group.
He didn't make any for the rest of us.
That's because you're not a member of the playing group.
Ooh, fire.
But maybe we could talk about something afterwards.
All right. Matt?
I don't know what you want to know. I mean, going all the way back, I can talk forever. So I don't want to do that.
Let me go back to the points
I will start with...
No, stop. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so...
This is why I like Dirk.
This is what I brought up. Okay, where did you start?
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars. Okay, all right, you got that one?
Go there.
Yeah, don't yet. And, where are you at now in the Star Wars universe? So,
I already answered the second one. I'm at your house.
We pretty much established that the Star Wars universe is our universe.
Yep.
Yeah.
first fell in love with Star Wars when I was a kid. I'm not as young as this one, but I'm not as old as you guys. I'm in the middle, like BJ. So I was too young to see. Yeah,
I thought you were older than me.
no, I was too. Wow,
You look at it.
So,
Dude,
yeah.
because all the great.
Well, he's also, dude, is
I'm
fucking
haggard
huge.
and I'm huge.
Super haggard, dude.
It's what happens,
Got
man.
some
Working a
mileage
rough
on
life.
that.
I've had a rough life.
Taking its
Which
toll.
reminds me, you owe me a little change, Russ.
What's that? What, from what?
Never mind, they got it.
So,
Anyways, yeah, I have a terrible sense of humor.
where did you get started?
I started when I was a kid. My parents had the Star Wars videotaped from TV when they played them on TV when I was a kid. And so, yes, I did get to see the originals growing up.
Nice.
They were originals untouched back then. And so I fell in love with them watching them on video tapes, VHS for the young ones out there. And then I saw the re-releases in the theater. Then I saw the prequels in the theater. But as a kid, I fell in love with them. My older sister had myriad of the toys that became mine that are still around somewhere. And so I read a lot of the books. I try to when I have time. Not a huge fan of when Disney bought it and decided to turn everything that I grew up reading in high school and middle school and just throw it out. That really upset me because I like a lot of the Legends stuff. Like, I'm a huge fan of the original Thrawn trilogy with Dirk over here.
Yes.
But, and I like the Darth Bane series is one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
I would say I like, to answer one of your guys' questions you've done in the past, I would say I like the Empire and I like the dark side fairly equally. I like that side. They have the better toys. They have the, they have the cooler stuff. You know, they got the
Aesthetically pleasing.
They have the giant Star Destroyers that are huge and they have, the better looking outfits. The Stormtroopers just look awesome. So I've just always been a fan of the dark side, Empire, Sith, so on and so forth.
Red lightsabers.
Red lightsabers, yep.
Oh, you're right.
Nice.
You know, growing up, I was all light side, all rebels.
I want to be like Luke.
No, just more about like the rebellion as a whole.
It's okay.
And then, you know, the dark side's just more fun, you know? So in
That's truth.
in my later years, no, I've been more of a dark side fan. But I still have no problem with the light side. Like, if I have to choose a faction in a game I play or take sides in an argument, I have no problem going rebellion or resistance. Oh, and another good thing that I might mention, I'm going to answer most of my questions or give my feedback from the perspective of episodes 1, 2, and 3 don't exist or they're garbage. Because I really don't care about anything that happens in 1, 2, and 3.
What's your stance on the new ones then?
They're good. They're not like perfect in any way, but I enjoy them. I enjoyed The Last Jedi as well. It had a lot of good stuff. I mean, they all had their flaws, but I like the direction it's going.
I like this guy. So far.
What about you, Matt?
Okay. That just took away a few points there.
No. We can in a gun. Perfect. What about you, Matt?
Dude, no. See, BJ knows my stance. That's why he wants me to bring it up. I hated The Last Jedi. I loved The Force Awakens. I thought it was good. I loved Rogue One, but I hated The Last Jedi. Hated it.
Reason?
The storytelling was just bad. The storytelling was just bad.
Really?
Yep. That's the main reason for me.
Okay.
There were some really cool, fun things, but the storytelling just fell flat on his face. And I like Rian Johnson. That's one of the problems. His the movie, I'm now blanking on it. I was going to bring it up, but a few years ago, I know. It was not a Star Wars movie, but it was a kind of a flop at the box office. It was Bruce Willis and time travel stuff. Yeah, Looper. I really liked that movie.
That was horrible.
Oh, I thought the movie was great.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a good story.
You're nuts.
I liked it.
It was okay.
So, better story than The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
Did Ryan Johnson write The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Speak
He
up.
did. Okay.
Yeah, are we going to
Speak
get
up.
into a discussion on this?
If you'd like.
It's out
And
now.
part 2 of The Last Jedi review.
I don't know, man. Like, people seem to poop on The Last Jedi a lot because it was not your Star Wars movie, and I think that needed to happen.
Well, I don't think Rogue One was your typical Star Wars movie either.
Well, now
it fit into the storyline,
Right,
but it
did.
wasn't a typical Star Wars
Well,
movie.
it's not the anthology Skywalker saga. So before we start talking about outside stuff, which I agree with, and I thought Rogue One was awesome. Like, for the same reasons why you maybe like The Force Awakens and don't like The Last Jedi, I feel the exact opposite, because I feel The Force Awakens was so much of this, like, homage to the original trilogy that it didn't stand on its own. I didn't care about anybody. It was just like, we're going to do this, and then it's going to make you feel like the original trilogy, and then we're going to do this, and then it's going to feel like the original trilogy.
That's the way I thought Force Awakens was.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he
That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
And then in
Yeah.
Last Jedi, what Ryan Johnson did was he made it feel like Empire Strikes Back, but it wasn't like so shoved in your face and force fed.
No, let's bring in Jurassic Park as well.
No.
Don't have to.
She played the same damn character.
Who cares? That was one supporting character.
And then you bring in Mary Poppins.
Squeaks.
We don't need your opinion, but thank you.
But she was fine too. And she was in the new Leia book, if you want to talk about her.
Mary Poppins?
No, Laura Dern.
Oh,
Laura Dern's
okay.
character.
But Mary
Holdo.
Poppins.
My whole thing on that is she wasn't needed. If you would have, my feelings is that if you would have taken a character that everybody likes that was a background character and had, a couple good one-liners, have Admiral Akbar do Holdo's
Yep.
part.
Oh,
It would've been
exactly.
so much better.
So much
I
better.
agree
Yeah.
with you on that. That is one of the flaws. Akbar totally should have been the dude
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
to fly the.
You see him for what?
The
2
cruiser.
seconds?
Yes.
And then he dies?
And then you don't even see him die. They're like, oh, he got sucked out with
And
everybody else.
yell, "It's a trap!" while doing it.
Yeah, or something related to a
we're saying
trap,
hypothetical.
for sure.
It's another trap!
Yeah, or here's my trap, or
Yeah.
something like that. I think
I
that would
fell
have
for
been
the
awesome.
trap.
Hey, Hux, it's a trap.
Yep.
But no, like I said, there were flaws, and I think that's one of them. I could cut the entire Canto Bite scene,
Yep, I agree with that.
but
Rose and Finn.
With-
take them all out.
or at least make it a hell of a lot shorter and just show that people are struggling, and the little kid with the ring to show that people are like supportive of the rebellion. That's it. The whole there's an upper class and a lower class, and let's play on your heartstrings. Fuck all that.
And the everyman is more for the rebellion than the elite, which don't care as long as they're getting paid.
Exactly. That,
Which,
yeah. But yeah, no, it was The Last Jedi was, for the same reason, people are like, oh, Luke wouldn't be hiding out and broken. I mean, he feels guilty. He feels shame.
He feels
That's
the same way.
okay.
But BJ brought this up to me when we were first discussing it. Is if you look back, that's exactly what Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi did.
Yeah.
So that's not the
Exactly.
thing I have a problem with. The problem I have with Luke in that is the whole scene where he just is going to strike down Kylo Ren without even thinking about it. When this is a guy that was not going to kill his father while he's in the process of being killed in return. I'm like, and he's just going to kill his...
But it's a ruse.
It's just...
It's a clever
He's an
ruse.
old man now. He doesn't have time to worry about this shit.
He's like, I don't give a shit. Let's
Exactly. It's gonna.
And
There's no time for this. Die, asshole.
and he knew that Kylo would come on out,
Okay, so first and foremost,
All right, now we got BJ talking.
you're only looking at it from like one perspective, though, because literally you're only looking at it from Kylo Ren's perspective. Because that's the perspective that says that Luke was going to kill him.
That's true.
But if you look from Luke's perspective, which they also show in that movie, Luke was like, I was going to, but then I stopped myself because I realized what I was doing was wrong. But it was too late by that point because he had already ignited the lightsaber and he was already in that position. And then Kylo turns around and sees this and he freaks out. And then that's when the whole thing happens, is like Kylo pulls the place down, deflects with the lightsaber and all that stuff.
Well, maybe in the storytelling, they should have just not had him ignite the lightsaber when it was from Luke's perspective. That would have made me feel a little bit
The storytelling was from both perspectives because you needed to see the whole event play out in the way it was supposed to, but from Luke's perspective and Kylo's perspective. Kylo's perspective was he was going to kill me. Luke's perspective was, well, I was thinking about it, but then I stopped myself.
Yeah.
But then it was too late.
And then Luke's flawed, clearly. Like, he's human.
He always has been.
Right. But see, like, that's good. You know, let's so show Luke's lightsaber being ignited.
Well, that's Marvel. Flawed superheroes.
That's DC.
No.
Everybody's flawed except for Superman, right?
No, even he's flawed.
Well, he's the goody two shoes, but
actually, if you talk to most comic book nerds, the whole split between the two comic book sides, like why there's DC fans and Marvel fans, is because Marvel fans are like, we like the everyday kind of superhero that's like a flawed superhero that's more human. And DC's, all their superheroes are like these perfect ideas.
Radioactive.
Except for Batman.
Ooh, yeah, he just doesn't get over his fuck. He just can't get over his fuck.
Flawed as fuck.
His is all evil.
Actually, no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, Batman is actually the perfect intelligence.
My parents are dead.
Well, yeah, no, he never gets...
The Joker killed my parents.
Actually, it depends it depends on which way you go. But the thing with Batman,
you make him sound like he likes jelly beans or something. Walks around with a helmet and a spoon.
Emo boy.
But the thing is he's a perfect intelligence.
Oh yeah, but he's still
like
flawed
he's
as hell.
He's unbeatable in intelligence. He never gets outsmarted.
That's fine, but he's still flawed.
And that's what people that's what people attribute. I'm a DC fanboy. You don't have to tell me these things. I know DC.
Star Wars podcast.
But the thing is, like, you know Star Wars, I know DC.
I'm not challenging you.
Regardless, I'm just saying, like, the whole point is that in Marvel, like, there's these flawed individuals, you know, like, they're never, like, one up anyone.
I get it.
But in DC, they're, like, perfect.
Right.
You boys done now?
So, yeah, back to
Star Wars?
Yeah.
TLJ.
Yeah.
I was okay also with Snoke being outsmarted.
Yeah.
He got prideful, he got killed.
And I don't need to know who the hell Snoke is.
But we will.
We will. I don't need to, though.
I also love the throne room fight scene.
That was probably the best thing in the whole movie.
That is so good.
Best scene in the whole movie is when they split the fucking ship in half with the other ship.
That was good, but
it is good.
Yoda with
I
the
really liked
strike.
that fight, man.
But yeah,
That fight was incredible.
It was artfully done, and it was good fighting. The burning down, and the red and the gray and all the colors.
You finally get to see what the Royal Guards can do.
Yeah,
you know, finally
kick ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, wasn't even worth the real.
Not technically, but
Praetorian guards.
Snoke's guards.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only problem, and this is if you want to go science, the only problem with the ramming in hyperspace is that any ship, when it accelerates to light speed, can destroy a planet.
Yeah.
So that's the only part I didn't like about that, but you know, whatever.
So really, they could have just had one of those.
Yeah, they can fly an X-wing.
Could have been an X-wing
into the Death Star and blown it up.
Yeah.
Or the Death Star didn't need to exist. They could have just flown a cruiser into a planet and blow it up.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend on just flying
less
a cruiser.
money than a whole Death Star.
Yeah.
True.
You got to employ all those poor little bastards, though.
Just put some droids on there.
Then you got to build the droids.
Still less money.
Still less money. Yeah.
Less manpower. But anyway.
Then you wouldn't have a button pusher.
Yeah, you would.
You
The
could
person that launches all the droids.
You could volunteer for that, Dirk. You could be that guy.
Do it
For the glory of the Empire!
Build me another one.
No. What you do is, so in that case, if you go by that mentality, you could take an X-wing, fly it into a planet at hyperspace, and it would destroy a planet, correct?
No,
Yes.
no. It would drill a hole through the planet.
Or
Fracture
it or whatever.
X-wing
Enough to destroy.
Planet.
So
you want something that's
you need something with enough mass.
decent size, yeah.
So what you do is you build a decent sized something that has enough mass. You have it piloted by a bunch of droids, and you build a bunch of them, and then you just have them like a button pusher that is sitting up on a ship, and he just pushes a button, and they all drop down, and then
see dead people
accelerate
so quick.
So maybe use like the Vulture droids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because they're flying droids, basically.
Right.
Well, except it
build a
would
bunch
be
of
bigger,
those.
though, because, like
Yeah.
I said, you'd need something big
Because they're
enough to,
small.
like,
Just build a
actually-
bigger.
You get
craft.
enough of them together, though. You do a hive.
You do a dispersed pattern of them to punch enough holes.
There
So
you
it's
go.
like,
That's
it's like
when
a
it
Swiss cheese
start to break apart.
This
That would be the way to do it.
planet.
Yeah. So then you have a button pusher that just launches all of them out of the hangar bay, and then you just accelerate them all to light speed. That's a waste of a lot of hyperspace engines, though, honestly.
Still probably costs a lot less.
That's accurate. You are still indeed destroying a planet.
And
so
you don't have to build a moon-sized space station.
Yeah.
That's true. You just have to rebuild, I don't know, like 60 ships.
Something the size of Manhattan with a hyperspace engine.
So like,
Well,
Star Destroyer.
that's a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just build a Star Destroyer.
Isn't that Victory? Is it Victory or an
No,
ISD?
just an ISD. I think it's about the size of Manhattan.
Mm.
Anyway,
Victories are smaller, though.
yes.
Yeah. And an interdictor.
Interdictors are slightly bigger.
Than
That's
ISDs?
the cruiser. No, they're in between a Victory and ISD. An Imperial Star Destroyer, Victory Star Destroyer.
Fucking encyclopedia of Star Wars.
Cruiser. Told you.
All right.
Well,
Smart ass.
we like the technical stuff.
Yeah. Well, so do we. I don't know if you do or not. I know we
Thinks
do.
about it.
I like ships.
I like Star Wars.
Jelly beans.
Star Wars jelly beans. Why not?
favorite flavor.
All right, so
I like the red ones.
all right, damn it. Let's get
You
some.
guys.
Let's get some topics here.
Yeah.
So, what did? Who wants?
I was going to say, I took notes. I came prepared.
All right, here. What are your
I have
thoughts?
questions.
While he's giggling,
That apparently got him real good.
good.
It was a chain reaction.
Good.
Everything under control here.
The hyena chain reaction. Is that what that is?
It might be.
Oh boy.
It caused a chain reaction.
So, okay, here's one that I came up with that I pondered about.
Alright.
What character from the Skywalker saga, 1 through 9, would you remove other than Jar Jar to make the franchise better?
Rose.
Asshole.
Because everybody, Jar Jar's a cop-out. Everybody wants that stupid ass.
That's true.
That's
Jar
character
Jar
out of there.
is the go-to.
Shut up.
Why did you touch your phone inappropriately?
Dude.
Which character?
Call me Google.
Besides Jar
I thought it was a pretty good one besides Jar Jar.
Luke Skywalker.
I don't know why.
Why? He's a whiny bitch.
So
No.
is Anakin.
Anakin's a whiny bitch.
But he's on a
Luke
hero's
had
journey.
Anakin beat.
Yeah, but Anakin becomes Vader.
Right.
And Luke becomes gnome.
A whiny bitch. He stays a
Luke
whiny
becomes a
An
gnome.
old whiny bitch.
I will answer. Because I consider Darth Vader a separate character, I would remove
Very true.
Hayden
Very true.
Christensen's Anakin
Yes.
as written
Yes.
by George Lucas. I think it
Yes.
was horrible.
Yes.
And just replace it with the animated Anakin from Clone Wars, and there you go.
It does it just
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't even matter. Like George
Shit across
Luke.
the world.
Anakin, whiny bitch. Anakin, Clone Wars, whiny bitch light. Still whiny bitch.
Luke was redeemed. He was a whiny bitch, but he went on the hero's journey and became a pretty badass dude.
Yeah.
Anakin was never redeemed. He was always this whiny ass bitch.
You can technically say that at the end of Return of the Jedi, he became Anakin again. When he redeemed and he threw the Emperor off.
Not during episode 1, 2,
No, that was
3.
still Vader. He was still Vader.
He
When
became
he was
Anakin
in-
again.
He did
From
not
4,
become
5,
Anakin.
and 6, he was Vader. At the very end of
6.
He was still
of
Vader.
3, he was for a split second Vader, and even then, George Lucas screwed that up. No,
So stupid.
It was so
Worst line
stupid.
ever. Worst line.
They could have
ever.
made him badass.
Yes.
But they never did.
Yeah, I want to see Vader say, "Fuck that bitch."
Clone Wars, he's
No,
not.
it would have just
Or
been better if he
where-
just hadn't said anything and just
Or even-
started like
Just stare at him.
no, like he's just like clutching. You see him clutch his hands, and
And
then
everything.
and
just
then
Yeah.
all of the force just starts
Yeah.
crushing
There you
everything.
go.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like it would have been the same kind of effect, just without the no.
Yeah. That
Well,
would have been
the no-
fine.
Yeah.
You
Or
could hear the whole.
Where's Kenobi? Or something like, I will kill
When we
Kenobi.
saw it, when we
You know,
saw it in
something
theater,
like
you
that.
could hear the whole theater
But
just
nothing-
go, "Oh, really?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It deflated the
feel
whole
it.
fucking scene.
Yes.
You thought you were about to see the birth of one of the greatest villains in the
Yes.
past 50, 60 years.
one of the greatest villains
Instead, you
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
"Whiny Bitch"
Yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that just kills it for me because I remember him being amazingly badass in 4, 5, and
Mhm.
6.
Yes.
And
And
then you
Rogue
see the-
One.
Yeah,
And,
Rogue
well,
One.
I'm
Yes.
talking about prior to all of that. I'm talking when like the prequels first were released. Like
Right.
when you went to go see 3 in the theater and you were like, okay, this is kind of like and then it gets to the end and you're like, Birth of Vader, it's gonna be badass. And then it gets bad and then you're just like like I grew up watching this dude like be so fucking amazing in 4, 5, and 6, and then you just see like this, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Now when I watch 4, 5, and 6, I'm like, all I hear is no.
No. You just gotta pretend like they don't exist.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Ugh. All right, so mine is I'm a huge fan of Darth Maul. So based on that, I would like Count Dooku to be removed,
You totally just stole mine.
or the opposite. As much as I love Darth Maul, take Darth Maul out and have the first one have Count Dooku because he reigns through the whole thing of
Yeah.
the prequels. So pick one. Because Darth Maul was such an underused character, and then they introduced Count Dooku, and then they're like, "Oh well, he used to be a Jedi." Oh, and believe us, we told you. There's no,
Just believe us.
you don't see any of that. You don't see any of that. Like Darth Maul, like you know, he'd been training his whole existence practically to be a Sith.
Yeah.
And so Count Dooku just comes out of nowhere. So why didn't we see him in episode 1 somewhere in the background even or something? Nope. So
Yeah, 'cause
pick one.
supposedly he was controlling the Trade Federation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To some
Yep.
extent.
I'm totally on board. Pick one.
Pick
Well,
one. I love both of the characters.
Me too.
Yeah.
Just pick
Dooku
one.
was
Me
the
too.
go-between between Palpatine and the
Yeah.
Trade Federation.
Yeah.
He was the one that was handling all
And the
that.
other issue is they were both Palpatine's apprentices.
Right. And that totally goes against the,
Yes, it
the
does.
rule too.
Yeah.
Even though he was trying to get Palpatine decided to go away from it, it's by the time 1, 2, and 3 are over, he went back to it with Vader.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it was
And both
was easier
characters
just
were
working
cool.
with one than having to
Yeah.
You know
use
what's
two.
funny?
Hmm.
I realized that everyone sitting at this couch right now has read the Darth Bane trilogy,
Yeah.
or at least most of it.
Most of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, us
Yeah,
four have
four,
read
yeah.
all of it. You're the
He's still working it.
I'm in the
second book.
yeah. I'm towards the end of the second book right now.
Keep going.
And
I am.
every
Oh,
single
God, I
one of
love
us, every single one of us sitting at this couch have all read it and all think it's like
It is. It's
one of the
awesome.
greatest.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's great.
I-
It
yeah.
is.
If
I
you
would
need
love to
something
see
to
that.
read,
You know.
read Star Wars Darth Bane trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
What's the first one?
Path of Destruction.
Path of Destruction,
Path of
Rule
Destruction
2.
is, I think, the name of this. Oh no!
No,
Path
that's
of
the first
Destruction,
book.
Rule 2, Dynasty of Evil.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, excellent series.
That I hope that comes out to be one of the working on either TV shows or movies or trilogies or whatever.
I hope that's the one that the Ryan Johnson is going to do.
I'd be okay with that.
really hope so.
I would love to see that.
Be careful talking about it because we don't want to spoil anything because he's not read it.
No,
he
doesn't
go ahead.
care.
I'm going to read it anyway.
We don't care about spoilers here.
But still, I hope they
I don't
make
wanna
that.
ruin it
I hope
for
they
you.
make
The
that. I
ending
would
is
love
good.
that.
No.
Yeah.
You're not going to ruin it. I'm going to read it anyway.
But I'm continuing my question. What about you guys? Or did you go?
Fucking Luke Skywalker.
That's right.
You would actually remove Luke Skywalker?
Yes.
Why?
That's right.
Whiny
He
bitch.
didn't answer why. Whiny bitch. That's it.
But he becomes badass.
Yeah.
I would remove all of the male half of the Skywalker family.
But then you take out
The
the
movies, the
All of
movies
the
would not
men-
go anywhere.
All
without
of the
them.
men.
Even Uncle Owen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's not a Skywalker. He's not a Skywalker.
No, technically he's not. Yeah.
So all of the male half, all the male lineage in the Skywalker family are just a bunch of fucking useless whiny bitches. Like literally.
Well, then we wouldn't have Leia, though.
Yeah, we would.
No, we wouldn't.
No, she's a twin.
Oh yeah.
If we take out
Yeah.
If we take out
Yeah.
Anakin, then
You
we
know-
don't get.
When a man loves a woman.
When a man loves a woman.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
You
I don't
took
know,
my.
I took
No,
yours.
he said his straight up. He said Rose. Right off.
At
the bat.
first, I said Rose, and I was
Yeah,
like,
go with
and
your
then I
first-
thought about it. Well,
You shouldn't think about it.
she's a worthless character. She doesn't need to be in Last
No,
Jedi.
Finn's a
You're a
worthless
fucking
character.
racist.
No, if you take out Rose,
Both of you.
Finn has a great ending, and he would have killed himself, and he would have destroyed that cannon, and it would have been fantastic.
The only black guy.
You're racist! I'm not racist! It would have given him a great ending, and then you got the stupid kiss scene. Like,
But then,
we gotta save what we love!
but then we would never find out that he's really Lando Calrissian's son.
God, no.
No, it's going to be second cousin twice removed.
I'm okay with Rose, just not the whole, like, over-the-top sappiness.
Replace Rose and with Poe. And Finn and Poe would have been great on that adventure. They would
They would have
had
kissed and had.
Yeah,
It would have been great.
It would have been weird sex and yeah.
No, there was no sex involved, but they would have
There
had that
could have
great
been.
interracial
adventures.
gays.
There could have
Oh,
been. Yeah, interracial.
There's no
sex,
interracial.
yeah.
There's no interracial between Poe and Finn.
Yes, there is. One
They're not
side.
both black, dude.
They're both human.
Okay, fine.
taking Rose out.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, good.
Then what about you, Dirk?
Fuck, I don't know.
There's so many that
Yeah.
you just hate.
God, I've had this giant list.
You're not lacking for hate.
Damn. There's just one to take out.
That's
I know. I have so much
That's the
fucking hate.
challenge.
You know that.
Yeah. The challenge is picking one of all the hatred.
Yeah.
Can we put like a close second for me? So while he gives a little bit more
Yeah,
time to
sure.
think.
Close second.
Jabba the Hutt in episode 4.
You can't
Does
just
it
be
need-
like.
Just I can.
Just take him out in episode 4.
Just out of episode 4.
Yeah,
Just episode
yeah.
4.
He comes back later.
He does.
As a puppet.
It's so
as it
stupid.
should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's got their hand up his ass.
Damn. There isn't just one. I mean,
Come on.
The most-
One. Come on. Just pick one.
The most hated.
the most useless character,
Go for it.
it would have to be Rose. She
Really?
is the most useless. At least Jar Jar had his uses, even though it's not part of that competition.
Yeah.
Rose had no use whatsoever.
What are you talking about?
She was useless.
What?
She did nothing. She went nowhere.
No, she further
Canto Bite.
she further instilled a sense of duty into Finn. That wasn't
No,
there.
she didn't. Finn already had that.
No,
duty.
he didn't.
Yes, he
No,
did.
he didn't. He was
Yes, he
gonna run
did.
away.
He
was
started
going to
out.
run away from the rebellion
In order to help Rey.
He started
I
out
would rather see that.
with a purpose.
but he
be
still was
honest.
going to run away.
But he had good intentions to help Rey. He's not turning his back on it, but he was leaving a fight to go help his friend.
Yeah, does he know how to find Rey?
He had
No,
an
but
idea.
that would have been more
But-
interesting than Canto Bite.
I'm not disagreeing, though, with you.
Like,
I'm just
It's probably
clarifying.
wise.
okay, his intentions were to leave to go help Rey, but the
Right.
thing is, he had no way of finding Rey. At that point,
He had the
no, he didn't.
bracelet from
No.
Leia.
No, he didn't at that point.
He
did?
Didn't he know where she was vaguely? Too?
No, she had the bracelet.
Are you saying he's force sensitive?
No.
No, he had the bracelet from Leia. That was
Notes
the one
that they
glowing.
pass back and
Yes,
forth in
that
class.
I thought that was after.
No,
I don't know. We'll have to.
that was the whole reason why he was leaving.
You stumped me.
We're gonna have to watch this shit again.
You stumped
It comes
me.
out this week or something like that. I don't know.
It's already released.
Did you hear
Is
that?
it already released?
Did you hear that?
On digital, it is.
Did you hear that?
What? Hear what?
He stumped him.
Ooh.
Well, nobody else knows, so I still win. Got you.
Smart ass son of a bitch.
I didn't hear what the whole thing. Me and PJ were talking about the bracelet.
Yeah, I
thing.
know. Next time you need to shut the fuck up and pay attention.
I was paying attention to me and PJ's conversation.
We were having a
G-Bay.
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 It's where you buy
I call JB
weird
all
shit.
the time. It's stupid. I'm like, how do you mix that up?
Why not?
It's 2 letters.
Have you met him?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stoned.
If you haven't already, get on our Facebook page, watch the damn commercials. I know mine's better, but watch his, cause
Contest. Contest.
yeah, contest.
Sure.
Make me win.
There's no award.
Anyway.
I guess
Did
self-pride?
you have it?
Self-worth?
I have none of
I
that.
would remove Anakin.
Anyway,
Oh, are we done with that topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
are we done?
Wait, did we talked?
Yeah, he wanted to remove Anakin's character.
Yeah,
yeah.
George Lucas.
Quick
Yeah.
review.
And then you were Rose,
Rose.
and then you were...
Either Darth Maul or Count Dooku.
One of
And
them.
I was...
prefer Darth
Luke
Maul
Skywalker,
personally.
but-
For his, I would keep Dooku, because I like Dooku.
You like Dooku better?
Dooku is a
I
bad
really-
motherfucker.
They're both
Awesome as
badass.
Maul. Yeah. And
They both are.
have you seen Rebels?
Oh, yeah.
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 So they even made Maul even more badass,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Dooku is a bad man.
in both,
And the
in both
actor. Yeah.
definitions.
Christopher Lee, yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Lee. Have you
Yeah.
seen like the meme with Christopher Lee? It's like I fought in World War II and I had a death metal band and
No, I haven't seen
yes,
that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. I'll throw it up.
It's death metal. He has a death metal band.
Yeah, he did a Christmas album too.
Fuck. Yeah, I'll find a link to it and throw
If
it up.
anybody has the wallet that says "bad motherfucker" on it, it's Christopher Lee.
Nice.
Yeah.
But and also mine goes back to I think if someone could like if they got like a different screenwriter, if they got rid of the kid and just got all of episode 1, then Anakin could have been pretty cool. But instead we have lines like it's coarse and it gets in things. I hate
Now
it.
That's
this
wizard.
is pod racing.
Yeah.
Well, that's
wizard.
all Lucas, man.
That's what I'm saying. Lucas was the problem. He wrote it and directed it. He needed somebody else.
He got too.
He did it all in a
He let
vacuum.
too much time
Yeah.
pass between doing 4, 5, and 6
It
and
wasn't
doing
just
1,
that.
2,
He
and
did
3.
it all in a vacuum. Even if
Yes.
you look at like the original trilogy of 4, 5, and 6, there's still co-writers.
Yeah.
There's co-directors.
That's true.
Like he didn't
that's
make
director.
We're full on
or
directors.
Yeah.
non-directors. Like
Yeah.
he didn't direct.
Empire and
He was a
Return.
producer and all of
Was it?
them.
That's
So
true.
he didn't make the original trilogy in a vacuum. It wasn't just him
Right.
doing it. And then you look at the prequels, and it's just
him.
him.
Yeah.
He demanded everybody have his vision.
Yeah.
And so he surrounded
And his vision was fucking dumb.
That's because he got old.
And
He
it's a
got
political
senile.
intrigue movie. Like, how many movies do you actually know of that you can name that are like, oh, let's document this political scheme, and like that's the best movie ever.
Valkyrie's pretty good.
Okay, you thought of one. I'm saying,
But he
how
thought of
many?
it pretty damn quick.
I thought about this actually beforehand too. But yeah, like you can't name a whole lot.
No, you can't really.
The Pelican Brief.
That's a law movie.
It still dealt with politics.
Maybe they should have gotten John Grisham to write it
Oh. Ooh.
and someone else to adapt it as a screenplay.
Yeah.
What's the movie that Tom Cruise is in, and it takes place in like Cuba?
War of the Worlds.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh,
A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That
kind
was
of
a good
like
That's also military though.
But that's
It's
law,
And it's not really.
political-ish. Law
But I'm saying
things.
you've described like of the top 100 movies of all time, you know, one of those might be in there.
Possibly, yeah.
You know, Valkyrie's not in there.
No,
No.
it's a good
And A
movie.
Few Good Men is actually
Tom Cruise
not
is
in there either, but it could be maybe argued.
Mm.
So,
Probably should
less
be.
than 1%.
Oh, easily less. Way less.
Anyway, new topic.
New topic.
Do you have a topic?
I kind of do.
Me take us out.
You brought us in.
I hate
It's
saying
it right.
now.
Do it right.
Fine. Thank you guys for watching the BlueMilk podcast.
Say it with feeling.
No.
You said like you were annoyed.
Oh.
Once more.
Should I go like...
Maybe we should have Russ do it.
What, Russ?
What am I supposed to say?
You're a guest. Say whatever feels right.
Like, subscribe.
Oh shit, he's getting set up.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Thank you for watching.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
we're good.
we're good.
We're good.